Hi everyone, Chris Anderson from Mount Comfort RV. Today we're going to show you my favorite floor plan, 4369. This one's in a Ventana. It comes in Ventana or Dutch Star, either one. This is a brand new coach. It's a 2022 that just arrived on our lot. Newmar is still building the 2022s. The 23 model year has been pushed back a little bit just because of production slowdowns that we've all heard way too much of pretty much in every aspect of life. So without further ado, let's talk about this Ventana. First of all, it has an MSRP of $524,000 and change. I can't give you a sale price, but we will have a tremendous sale price that is much lower than that. So if you're interested in this coach, do not hesitate to call and find out more. I can certainly send you the build sheet and all that good stuff so you see every option that's on the coach. And I can, over the phone, I can certainly give you a price. But make sure you do ask for me. We don't get paid for doing these videos. We kind of do them on a volunteer basis and hope that good things come from them. So if you do like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. All right, so this particular coach is built on a Spartan chassis. As you can see here, we'll have the fully digital dash with all the gauges and everything built in there. We can even turn the key on so you can kind of see how that lights up. It's going to beep at us a little bit. There we go. That'll shut up the beeping. We did option this in with the 360 camera as well. This coach has, what's it say, 213 miles on it, straight down from Newmar. There's your digital gauges and everything, a beautiful dash light up. Let's give you a shot of the 360-degree camera. You can see your regular backup camera with your turn signal activation and all of that for your side cameras is going to be done on this screen. This screen over here is not only our radio and our nav, it also is where the 360-degree camera you can see. I've got it on split screen right now, so you can kind of see a drone view, so to speak, an overhead view of the coach itself, and you can see how close we are to other things and all that good stuff. But then also on this other screen, you can still kind of see behind you as well, and you can pick and choose what camera you want to see on this screen. So you really have a great view of what's around you and in tight spots, and makes it just that much less likely that you're going to damage the coach in any fashion. So great safety feature, great convenience there. All right, I'm going to shut the key off. All right, our HVAC controls are here in the middle, as well as controls for our generator and stuff like that, our visors and things that you might see there. Now the passenger seat, we did not order the extra wide passenger seat, which I kind of have mixed feelings about it. If you want the extra wide seat, get it, but it does tighten up this aisleway when you're coming into the coach. So I kind of like the skinnier seat here coming in. Of course, you can see the steps here, but when you're driving down the road, there is an automatic step cover that does go out. I should say an electric step cover. It's not automatic. You have to press the button, but an electric step cover that comes out so that your feet aren't dangling over the step well. The passenger seat does spin around and is a recliner, as is the driver's seat. So if you do rotate these into the house area, so to speak, they're both recliners and make it very comfortable. Speaking of both being recliners, look at this theater seating. It is super wide. These are electric theater seats and directly across from the television, so you could not get a better view of the television while you're sitting here and enjoying an evening or watching a movie. You do have the Bose soundbar and a Samsung television, so all name brand stuff here. This sofa in front of the television does fold into a bed that will comfortably sleep two people. All right, let's look at some of the storage options on this coach. We'll start here. Okay, I'll let you get in there. That is all one big cabinet. All four of these doors are one big cabinet that is fully carpeted and lined, and the doors all stand up on their own. They have their own little struts in there. So it makes it nice being all one compartment that longer items can fit in there. All right, so now you can see some of the overhead storage all the way back over the dinette as well. So speaking of dinette, this is called the combination buffet workstation dinette, and you can see you got a permanent buffet back here. The table does pull in and out. Okay, so, and there's two folding chairs back under the bed. Now I'm going to move these chairs out a little bit. I don't know that we always give, when we show this dinette, I don't know that we always give the best view of everything this has to offer. So let's take a look. Well, up top we have a nice full extension drawer. Everything's soft close in here, by the way. Another one below that. And then the one below that is even bigger and deeper, and it's got that extra little partition in there. This is made for hanging files, so if you do want to, if you're going to spend extended time in the coach, you want to kind of have a home office, this is a perfect place for that. Underneath, let's see if we can get that open. There we go, look at the storage there. Okay, and then move over here. And we have more storage, a partitioned compartment here with an adjustable shelf. That's built for a printer. And there's an outlet in there to plug a printer in and everything else. Another drawer here, and then you have the little puck in it right here where you can run your printer cable down through there if it's not a wireless printer. So it's truly set up to kind of be your home office workspace. I know a lot of people during the pandemic found out they didn't have to be in the office. Actually, I think the companies found that out. So a lot of people are working from home, which is making the RV lifestyle that much more appealing to them. And this coach is certainly built for full timing. So not to say that everybody that owns a Ventana is a full timer, but the coach is ready for it if you are. All right, so let's go over here on this side and look at some of the storage options here. So storage on either side of this center cabinet, again, fully lined. And then the center cabinet has a glass door on a smoked glass door. That's so remote controls will operate through there, and you have a very clean cabinet here for your satellite receiver, or if you want to throw a DVD player in here or something along those lines. VCR if you're old school. All right. So with the press of a button over here, the TV is going to go away. There we go. And that gives us our window back. All right. There's very little carpet in a Ventana. There is just a little bit right here on the main full wall slide. Now you can step up to Dutch Star and eliminate that altogether, but you're also eliminating about $75,000 to $100,000 out of your bank account. So something to consider whether or not you could live with just a little bit of carpet. This particular coach, this is all polished porcelain tile. It is the heated tile floor. We did option that in as well. So you know, there's really three different ways you can heat this coach. It's an all-electric coach. This is an electric heat blanket below the floor. And if it's 50 degrees or above, a lot of my customers tell me the only heat they use is what comes from the floor. So not only is it a comfort item that you get up and don't have cold tile floors in the morning, but also if it's cold outside, you can heat the coach with the electric. And if you're using the campground's electric, why not? You're not using any of your resources. And then add to that the fact that it's completely silent, which is really a nice feature. So that's one of the three ways we can heat this coach. The other way is if it's above 40 degrees, you can use the heat pumps that are built into the 3 air conditioners. And then you have your primary heating system. If it's really cold, if it's below 40 degrees, you're going to use the Oasis system, which is a hydronic heating system. Really a neat system. I don't want to get too far into the weeds with that right now. We've done another video on that. If you Google on YouTube, just search for Mount Comfort RV hydronic heating. We did a video that talks about just how that system works and all the benefits of it. Biggest benefit is no propane system involved. It either runs off diesel fuel or electric, number one, and number two, it's unlimited hot water. So if you're hooked up and you want to take a 40-minute shower, knock yourself out. You'll have hot water the whole time. All right, I know what people really want to see is the storage in the kitchen, so let's get started on that. First of all, there's a little button here. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, that's going to get us some added countertop here. So you do have good workspace here in this. Now, storage-wise, we'll do all the upper cabinets first, and then we'll do all the lowers. So you can see wherever they can, they're going to put wherever it makes sense to, they're going to put in a partition and make it an adjustable shelf. Both shelves are lined. Nice little spice rack up top. And then when you come over to this cabinet, you have a pull-out and an adjustable shelf. So a lot of storage options there that just make living in an RV or spending time in an RV that much easier. Not only do you get the extra countertop space with this pull-out, but you get really deep drawers. And again, everything's soft close. When it comes time for this countertop to go away, you just put a little hip in it and it locks itself in when it gets inside. Now, we have 3 drawers here. Okay. So great storage. We have a little flip down here for your little scrubby. Okay. Trash can storage here. All right, and then even this little spot here. People laugh at that drawer because it's such a small drawer width-wise, but you show me an RV that's owned this coach for a while, and I guarantee you that drawer's full of something. You need every inch of storage you can get in a motorhome, and Newmar's going to find every little spot to give that to you. Okay, we'll talk appliances a little bit here. We have a 30-inch convection microwave from Whirlpool. As I mentioned, this is an all-electric coach, so we don't have a gas cooktop. We have a 2-burner induction cooktop, and that's removable. Why would you want to remove your stove? Well, you can take it outside and cook on the picnic table if you want to. All right. This is all beautiful Corian, sanded, cut. Everything happens at Newmar's facility. They don't buy these countertops somewhere. They actually shape and sand and buff in-house. We have a double bowl stainless sink, and it just looks so good with the Corian inserts in place. There we are. All right, next on the appliance list, let's go to the Whirlpool refrigerator. This has the double door refrigerator, French doors up top, water in the door, and then freezer and ice maker below, all LED lights. Selling points on a 4369 floor plan is actually the pantry. Why? Well, look at the size of it. Okay, all these drawers. Look at that. You could change the height on those if you wanted to, but so many drawers and you can get to everything. It's all usable space. So tremendous pantry. That's definitely one of the selling points of a 4369 floor plan. Okay, so next, what's the 4369 is a bath and a half floor plan. So we have a big bathroom at the back, but you really wouldn't be able to get to that going down the road with the slides in. So to help with that, we'd put a half bath right here. Also, if you did have guests, this would probably be their bathroom. So take a look at the half bath. And then I'll go open everything up and let Troy come back in and get a shot of all the storage options in there. Okay. This is not really much storage. There is one shelf here, but this is mostly for, you've got your 12-volt house fuses over here and you have your circuit breakers here. There's a little bit of storage shelf here, certainly room for the extra toilet paper and toilet chemicals, that type of thing. You have a fantastic fan above my head. You have one in the kitchen. You have one in the main bathroom as well. And then Troy, this is going to be a challenge for you, not me. It's easy for me. So once you go in, I will close the door, and you can even show them the cabinet that's behind the door. There we go. All right, perfect. No way there's room for both of us in that bathroom. Okay, as we transition back into the bedroom, before we get here, one thing I do want to show, and people ask about this door. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Look at the way it articulates. It pivots in the middle instead of on the edge of the door. Well, why would they do that? Well, no reason at all when the slides are out, but when this slide is in, this is a full wall slide. So this, this is going to be right here, and a regular door would hit it. We'd be putting all kinds of new fronts on those stainless steel refrigerators right there. So to avoid that, those crafty Amish and Mennonites up at Newmar invented this door that pivots in the middle. It just works tremendously well. People think it's a little weird at first because it's in the doorway when you're going, but there's plenty of room. I mean, come on. And once you close the door, it's it's exact same as a door that hinges normally. So I think sometimes people make a big deal out of that. And I say, I think it's ingenious. Central vac. That's the next thing we need to talk about. So, two little ways that works right there. The first one is that you can sweep your dirt up, lift this with your foot, it's going to come on, and then you sweep your dirt right in there. How easy is that? But also it comes with attachments and a hose that'll reach all the way to both ends of the coach that you can plug into to get the nooks and crannies and the dust bunnies out of there. All right, moving into the bedroom, we have a king-size bed. The bed lifts up. I promised you folding chairs. There they are. There's also way back in there, you don't really need to get a shot of it. You can take my word for some things. There's a pump back in there that shows me that this is a sleep number bed as well. So you have dual controls, his and hers, whatever. So you can definitely control this from either side of the bed. And if you like it soft and your partner likes it firm, you can both be happy. There are little storage cubbies on each side of the bed. And there's 110 volt plug-in on each side of the bed with 12 volt access also. We have storage up above. I'm not going to get too far into that because I don't want to mess up the bed crawling on it, but there's an outlet in there. There's an outlet in there for a CPAP machine, and there's little openings to run the hoses down through. So they've kind of thought of everything. When you've been building coaches for over 50 years, you think of a few things. And honestly, the customers help us think of those things. All right, let's open this wardrobe up. Good storage there. Then you're going to have two drawers like this, 3 more drawers like this. And then this panel right here, that's another spot to put your satellite receiver if you choose to go that way. We have another wardrobe here for hanging space. So there's already a good amount of storage in this coach, and we haven't even really gotten to the big stuff yet. Okay, so as we come back into the bedroom, there's one small step up in this coach, right here, into the most glorious RV bathroom ever. This thing is huge. First of all, the shower. I mean, this is what I told you, the pantry is part of what sells the 4369. This bathroom is what really sells it. Okay, so I mean, come on, this is huge. Awesome spot here, skylight above my head for you tall people. So since the bathroom, they made it bigger, it allowed them to put the washer and dryer right here. And putting the washer and dryer right here, as opposed to putting it in the back closet, frees up that back closet to be more storage space, which is what a lot of people are looking for. And this is really a great spot for the washer dryer. You've got a sink right here. You can set your baskets on while you're loading and unloading. It just works. This floor plan just works. So there's a medicine cabinet on either side. We have 2 sinks in here. Outlets on either side. All right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 of these drawers. I'm not going to open them all, but they all look like that. Okay. And then 2 cubbies like this underneath the sinks. So just, again, we haven't even gotten to the big storage yet, and look at how much we have to offer. So let's get to that big storage. Look at this closet. On top of the other closets that we've already shown you, you have hanging space, you have a shelf above the hanging rod, you have shoe shelves down the left-hand side and right-hand side, you have a safe in here, tall enough to take your ball gowns. All right. And then plenty of room in and around the toilet. There's another, to make it easier to get like over here, there's another door here. I mentioned fantastic fan. There's another one above my head. That's where that glow is coming from, reflecting off my dome. And then you have this door here, which is our emergency egress door. So this door does not have steps, traditional steps like you would see. It does not have a handle on the outside. It can't be opened from the outside, even if it's not locked, which it has 2 locks on it. But even if it's not locked, no big deal, it cannot be opened. You do open this door, this panel pops off by pulling that little tab, and a telescoping ladder comes out of the bottom of it. So much easier than trying to climb out a window. You can just exit out the door. And by the way, this whole window frame is made so it just pulls off. So it literally has like little cabinet latches holding it on. So in the event that you needed a little more space and needed to get out of here in a hurry, you just pull this, throw it aside, and it opens up this entire area so nicely. So great safety feature. Both of the toilets in the coach are macerating toilets. A macerating toilet is just a grinder, so it's like a garbage disposal, so that any solid waste isn't overly solid by the time it gets to the black tank. Boy, the things we get to talk about doing talking RVs, right? So makes waste that much easier to break down. It's going to interact with the toilet chemicals better, so you don't get any smell or anything like that. You do have, for privacy back here, we have a pocket door. All right, and then same thing for the bedroom itself. As we back up here, when it's time to go night-night and you have guests out here, you just pull this, and there you have it. So nice. All right, so I think we've covered most of the inside stuff. Let's do this. Let's close it up so you can see what you have going down the road, because with the theater seating, it's a little tighter than some, but before you could make a decision on a coach like this, you'd need to see just how tight. So let's show you. Okay, so the slides are in, and this is what we have going down the road. So what you really want to be able to do going down the road is get to certain things. Refrigerator. Okay, so can you stand in front of the refrigerator and open them both at the same time? No. Okay, but I can easily open this door, get whatever I want out of this side. Same thing here. Certainly I can stand to the side and pull out the freezer, get my ice cream bar out of there. Easy enough. We want to be able to get into the bathroom. That's important. So I've walked back this far. Now that articulating door comes into play. Now you like my door, don't you? Okay, so easily walked in here, no issues whatsoever. Okay, so that makes it nice. And how did we get back there? Well, we walked right through here. Not bad, not bad. A little snug in here. This is because the theater seating is a little deeper than some of the other options. Your trade-off is that it's a little tighter through there. You'll find in RVing, everything is a trade-off. I gained this, I lost this. So you gained some awesome, comfortable seating, you lost a little bit of aisleway. A person could certainly get back to the bed, lay on the bed as well. So, all right, let's take a look at the outside. Okay, we're going to take a look at all the outside features I can think of in a 5-minute walk around on the outside. It's warm out here. We're gonna do this fairly quickly. We'll start up front. This is the generator compartment. We have an 8 kW Onan diesel generator. It's been running the entire time. On the inside, I'm sure you couldn't hear it at all because Newmars are so well insulated. On the outside, I'm standing right here next to it. I can still talk over it, but certainly you can hear it running. We have our air horns are contained in here instead of up on the roof. They're not the most aerodynamic things anyway, so inside here, you can still hear them, believe me. Much better spot, and they're not going to rust up or anything like that. You have an air chuck here for airing up your tires or your favorite toys, and you even have a hot water spigot here because it's easier to clean bugs off with warm water than it is cold water, and a light out here if you ever need to be in this area at night. For generator service, most of it can be done from underneath, but if you ever really needed to get into the generator, you take about 10 bolts out, and this whole front piece comes out. So there you go. Of course, we have a bonded windshield, one piece, automotively bonded, I should say. These are our turn signal cameras. These aren't the 360 cameras. These are the turn signal cameras that are activated when we flip on our blinker in order to change lanes. It shows you that car in your blind spot. This is where our flagpole adapter goes so that you can fly your favorite colors right out here. All right, we can fuel this coach from either side of the coach. It all goes to one 100-gallon tank, but it can be fueled from either side. Aluminum wheels are of course a must, and these are the big tires. These are the 315s. 22.5 inches goes without saying. This compartment here, now you can option in like a freezer or something like that, and it can still be done after the fact because the outlet's already there and the 12-volt outlet's there as well. But anything else that you have that you might want to plug in, there's an outlet in here to do that. And there's some spare tiles out of the same box of tiles that the coach was made from. So if you ever did drop a skillet and break a tile or something like that, it can be fixed back to perfect. This is a pull-out tray that goes out either side. Okay. Shove that back in. It just glides so nicely. All right. Obviously, we have another Samsung television and Bose soundbar, and this angles either direction, tilts up and down, all the good features you'd expect. Look at this pass-through storage, and you really get an idea of how beefy the Newmar Star foundation is. You see those steel beams going down at a 45-degree angle. Well, that makes sure that we can hold the weight of the full wall slides and not have to worry about structural integrity at all. Move back a compartment, you can see this is where you change your bag for your central vac in here, but also something I always like to point out is the thickness of the Newmar floor. You know, the way I sell Newmars is just showing people that it is a truly better built box. They're the thickest walls in the industry. There's studs every 16 inches on center floor, walls, and ceiling. You have thicker basement floor, which is one where manufacturers notoriously use a floor this thick and then wonder why they have problems with tanks freezing. So thicker floors, thicker walls, thicker roof, thicker basement floor, more studs in the wall, a thicker roof for quieter air conditioning. That's what Newmar built. Not to mention Comfort Drive. It's the best driving coach in the industry. Don't take my word on that. Come drive one. All right. Our pegboard here, our holding tanks are behind this, but they give you that little pegboard there so you can actually put some different tools and stuff like that in there. You're not going to see the Newmar seals around the doors falling off or anything like that because they're not adhesived on. That's spring steel inside that gasket, and it just grabs that lip on there, and that's why they're not falling off. That's why the doors seal so much better. The Newmar slides are flush mount. They recess back into the wall instead of, we'll pick on a used coach here, instead of this is what everybody else does. Okay, they just put a plastic piece up here to hide the transition. Well, you're going down the road, 70 miles an hour, raindrops, dirt, air noise is going to get past that gasket. So that doesn't happen on the Newmar because the slides are recessed back into the wall. Now, because we put this on a Spartan chassis, the filters are really easy to get to back in this compartment. How easy are those to change? So many times on diesel pushers, it's a getting underneath it job to change those, but not here. Super easy to get to. Now, this coach is powered down the road by a Cummins engine. It's the ISL engine. It produces 400 foot-pounds of torque and it produces 400 horsepower and 1,250, pound-feet of torque. Growing up, it was foot-pounds. Somebody changed it somewhere along the line. Now it's pound-feet, whatever, 1,250. Now, the reason I bring that up is because a Dutch Star, if you stepped up to a Dutch Star, you get the 450 engine, so 50 more horsepower, but it's still 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. Spoiler alert, it's the same engine. It's just turned up a little higher on the Dutch Star for the horsepower, but also the Dutch Star weighs more, so I don't know that there's actually any gains there. They're certainly not on torque. With 1,250 foot-pounds of torque and a pound-feet of torque, I'll get that one day, I promise, and a tag axle, which gives us 15,000 pounds of towing. So any of you racers out there that want to pull your heavy trailer behind it, this might be the coach for you. And there's already an air chuck on here, so if you do have air brakes on your Toad, the coach is ready for it. So it'll truly plug right in. As we come around here, a lot of coaches, these aren't storage compartments because, the engine's right behind here. But Newmar said, there's 10 inches or so there of space that we can make into a storage compartment. And again, you give RVers a storage compartment, they're going to find something to put in there, I promise you. All right. This is our DEF fill, diesel exhaust fluid. That's part of the after treatment of the engine. I would gladly, if you're not familiar with that, all diesel engines since 2010 have had that. It uses about a gallon of that for every 50 gallons of fuel. It is a necessity, and it makes the engines burn extremely clean. You don't see new diesel engines anymore blowing that black smoke or anything like that. They're very clean. And if you want to talk more about that, I would gladly do that. Here's that egress door I showed you on the inside. Here it is on the outside. See, there's no handle, nothing. All right. This is a storage spot for the stinky slinky, the sewer hose. It has its own spot because you don't want it messing with anybody else. All right, so this tag axle is actually a steerable tag. It's a passive steer tag, so when you're going slow in parking lots and you crank that front wheel, the back wheels follow you along to make your turning radius that much tighter and to keep from scrubbing tires. Great feature. Out here, this is actually our wet bay. We have a power hose reel, which means you're not having to deal with that. It just hit a button and it goes back in. Whole house water filtration system, black tank flush. This is a heated compartment. We have hot and cold water out here for rinsing off if we need to rinse anything off. The water pump's pretty easy to get to back there in that corner. And the big thing is, unlike other motorhomes, this sewer termination point in your knife valves, they're not hanging below the coach out in the open where they're going to freeze. They're in a heated compartment. So super easy there. As we move forward a compartment, we have our 50 amp shore power cord also on a reel. And there's a built-in surge protector in this coach as well. And that's just going to protect the electronics in our coach from some funky power at the campground. I mentioned this is an all-electric coach, which means that we have a hydronic system. This is the hydronic system. This is the box that heats the fluid that heats our coach, or it heats our water as well. That all happens right here. Now we can see the other half of these two giant storage bays that are both pass-through, one with a tray and one without. We could put a tray in each one if you wanted to, but you lose a little bit of height with a tray, so again, trade-offs. And then we have our 8 house batteries here. Being an all-electric coach, you need to have some amperage, and that's where it comes from, right there. Coming forward, this compartment, our last compartment, these are chassis fuses for Spartan chassis. They're all contained right in here. All right, so that's going to about cover it for our walk around on the 2022 Newmar Ventana 4369. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to ask for me. If you have any interest in this coach at all, give me a call. I'm going to send you the build sheet on it. We can talk turkey, talk price, talk trade-in, all of that good stuff. I look forward to speaking with you. Thanks for watching. My name's Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. See you next time.